Welcome to our second Words of Wisdom Wednesday on 11/11. Today's topic is your word itself, as in giving your word, making a promise. You know how in movies a character heading off to war will say, "I'll be back, I promise." That sort of thing has always stuck in my craw, because it's not a promise the character has the power to make good on. We've all heard the adage, don't make promises you can't keep. Well, that's a perfect example of a promise not to make, because you have little control over your ability to keep it. A promise is our declaration or vow that we will see something done. It's like a commitment, but on a more earnest and almost more sacred level. Keeping our promises is not just good for the party to whom we've made the promise. It's also good for our sense of self-worth. Today, I want to focus on the promises we make to ourselves. These matter just as much as the promises we make to others. According to Upsider Therapy and other sources, keeping promises to yourself is an important aspect of self-care and personal growth. When you make a promise to yourself, you are committing to a goal or an action that's important to you. Fulfilling that promise can help you build self-trust, boost self-confidence, and increase self-esteem. It can also help you cultivate a positive mental attitude in general. It strengthens self-discipline and enhances personal growth. When you keep a promise to yourself, you are demonstrating your commitment to your own well-being and happiness. You're also proving to yourself that you are reliable, trustworthy, and capable of achieving your goals. Later on, you'll expect others to treat you that way because you treat yourself that way. By keeping promises to yourself, you set yourself up for future success. So how does one master this superpower of promise keeping? There are several ways. For starters, if you tuned in yesterday, you probably know my number one suggestion. Start with small moves by making promises that are realistic and achievable. Put that promise into writing. This will cut down on the possibility of shilly-shallying and incorrectly remembering the promise you made. Be specific. Set yourself a goal. Don't just say, "I want to lose weight." Say, "I promise to lose 10 pounds. Or if better fitness is your wish, perhaps promise yourself to do a 5K. And include a due-by date. If you decide you want to write a book, if you wait until it's perfect, there's a slim chance it will ever be published. Give yourself a deadline and make a promise to meet it. Writing books is a perfect example of setting small objectives to meet the larger goal. At least it has been for me when it comes to writing and publishing. Be accountable to yourself. If this is not something you're quite ready for, get support from family or friends or even a coach. Let them know of your promise and intentions, and let them know how important it all is to you. Not only that you meet your goal, but that you keep your word and fulfill the promise you've made to yourself. Above all, be kind to yourself as you work toward the fulfillment of your promise. If your progress is 2 steps forward, 1 step back, oh well, at least you're further along than you would have been otherwise. No sense beating yourself up for setbacks or missteps. Get up, brush yourself off, and take another small step forward. And celebrate your successes and milestones along the way. Whether it's when that first 5 pounds comes off, or you get to the midpoint of your novel. The bottom line is, keeping promises to ourselves is a powerful practice that can help us live a more fulfilling life. Your tiny task today is to choose a realistic, achievable goal and make a promise to yourself to see it through. Write down this promise and its due date, and if you need someone to hold you accountable, contact them right away and send them your written promise and due date. Also, make sure you write this in your 11/11 diary on today's date. Your reward for this undertaking is a kitschy digital promise ring set featuring a golden sun and silver moon. Keep the image of the sun ring on hand, so to speak, while you're working toward your promise. Once you've achieved your goal, attach the silver moon ring together with the sun. Then paste them inside your 11/11 diary on the date you fulfilled your promise. This will be a visual reminder of your accomplishment that you can turn to when down the line you're having difficulty with another promised goal. Making promises feels good. Keeping them feels even better. I promise. See you again tomorrow. I would say I promise to see you again tomorrow, but I have no control over whether technology will behave tomorrow and post our intended segment. So I will simply say, I promise to do everything I can to be back with you here tomorrow. And if you feel up to it, share your promise and your due date with us. We're here to root you on to success. Četiste somal. Tuta.